Hello, welcome back to my YouTube channel. My name is Mogi Beth, and if you don't know, I am a full-time reseller on the Poshmark app, which means I sell used clothes and new with tag clothes for a living. Basically any clothes that would otherwise go to the landfill, I give a new home to, which is a really cool job. So today I have a what sold video, but it's a little bit different. It's what sold over the past 24 hours. Because about 24 hours ago, I went through my closet and sent out a bunch of 30% off offers. And I've done this a bunch in the past, and it usually is like semi-successful, but for whatever reason, yesterday was pretty successful. So I thought I would go through, show you what sold, and tell you whether or not I would pick it up again, because some of these items have been in my closet for a long time. I think there are some good learning lessons in here, both for myself and hopefully for y'all if it is helpful. So let's get started. Okay, so the first sale that I woke up to yesterday was a pair of Cole Haan booties, and they are just some brown leather booties that are size 6. I picked up, I think, a couple weeks ago, and I listed maybe a couple weeks ago as well. They didn't have many likes, but I woke up to a full price sale, so I was super happy about that. I think that's really the case a lot of times with certain brands and certain categories. Certain brands like Eileen Fisher or Flax are kind of just more mature brands, don't garner as many likes, but in my experience are far more likely to have a full price sale, or are far more likely to just kind of sell out of nowhere. Because I think a more mature audience isn't spending hours and hours on the app liking tons of things, whereas brands like Free People are targeting a different audience who do spend a lot more time on the app and just like things to oblivion but never buy. So I have had a lot of Free People pieces in the past that have, like, you know, up to 100 likes but don't sell. And then a lot of times items like this that are intended for a more mature audience do sell just full price out of nowhere. So likes aren't always indicative of something that's going to sell quickly, and no likes isn't always indicative of that as well. I don't know, but anyways, I was very happy. I would definitely pick those up again, even though they didn't garner a lot of likes. The next sale that I woke up to was a coat from Scotch and Soda. It was under the name Maison Scotch. And I found this probably about a month ago. It's this really beautiful pink wool coat. I told the buyer that I couldn't ship it up until the next day, and then she's like, okay, cancel my order. And I was like, wait, I'll ship it out now. So I just like really quickly packaged hers up and sent it out yesterday morning. But this was a beautiful coat. I would definitely pick it up again. This is my first time selling this brand, but it does sell for a lot. It sold for $68 with a $1.80 shipping discount. The next item that sold was an And Other Stories dress, and I think I had like at one point maybe 8 of these dresses in my closet. Now I'm kind of down to maybe 2. But for whatever reason, this is a really popular item from And Other Stories. I mean, I say for whatever reason, but the print is absolutely so cute. It's this intergalactic kind of space print, and I have it listed in my closet for $49, and I got an offer for $45, so I was like, couldn't think of a more reasonable offer than that, and quickly accepted. Was super happy with that, and would definitely pick that up again. And I still have more in my closet, so hopefully those will sell quickly too. The next item is a item I would not pick up again. This is one of the oldest items in my closet, and so this was the first item to sell in the 30% off offers that I sent out. It is an Anthropologie 11Z's linen blue blazer jacket. It's definitely an older style. You can tell from the tag. I've just had it forever, and I would not pick this up again. I will pick up 11Z's, kind of nicer, thicker, more substantial, more unique coats, but that's really about it. Maybe some newer pieces, but I really only pick up 11Z's when it's a coat. When it's a jacket or when it's, you know, some kind of dress, I'm very, very, very hesitant. So I wouldn't pick this up again, and I actually lost 25 cents on this sale, but I was just happy to see it go. Okay, so the next one is an Anthropologie Sleeping on Snow cabled cotillion poncho. This is another one that sold in that 30% offer. This is actually a piece that I showed in a haul a while back, and it was an Anthropologie haul. In that video, that Anthropologie haul made me realize how much Anthropologie has really fallen off and become oversaturated, and something that I'm very hesitant to pick up anymore, especially older pieces. When I first started reselling, I would pick up Anthropologie all the time. I would be excited and enthralled to pick up Anthropologie, and I studied all the brands. That was kind of the conversation when I first started reselling, was what Anthropologie brands existed, what lines to know, and etc. And now people are really veering away from Anthropologie just because it is so oversaturated. So there are certain lines within Anthropologie that I will look for and will pick up, but I almost always check comps on Anthropologie in the store just because it just doesn't perform the way it used to. So this is a piece that, you know, actually didn't sell for a bad amount of money. Like it's a good, unique piece. It's fairly new. It's a fairly new style. Sweater ponchos in general, I think do pretty well from Anthropologie. I might pick this up again, but you know, I think if I had listed this when I first started reselling, it would have sold a lot quicker and probably for more money. So just something to keep in mind, especially when you are deliberating whether to pick it up based on the price that it is in the thrift store. The next one is actually the same situation. It's a Cartonnier pleated trench coat that's kind of cropped. This is a really cute piece, and it's a really new style, but Cartonnier is one of those brands. Cartonnier, Deletta, 11Z's, Tabitha, all of these brands just don't really do that well anymore. It's kind of sad because they used to do really well, but yeah, I would probably maybe pick this up again. It's definitely cute, and you know, I'm happy it sold, but it's not something that is a hot commodity anymore. The next piece is a cabby sweater dress. I picked this up kind of at the beginning of spring this year, and so it kind of sat in my closet all summer long, and of course it wasn't going to sell. However, I think it would have sold faster if I would have listed it, you know, today. New cabby pieces are kind of in the same ballpark where it's not really a hot commodity anymore, but some pieces will certainly sell in the $30 to $50 range. So it just kind of is up to you. Like, is this a piece that you are willing to look at for potentially months? It could potentially sell quickly, but recently when I've been listing cabby pieces, they've been sitting with no likes. So, but again, cabby is geared toward more a mature audience. So it is one of those brands that may not garner a lot of likes, but will sell hopefully eventually. So would I pick this up again? I probably wouldn't, honestly, but you know, I don't think it was a bad buy. It's over $24 plus, you know, $1.80 in shipping, so shipping discounts. So, you know, I don't know. The next piece is a Lucky Brand sheer blouse. It was new without tag, even though I didn't make note of that in the listing. And I had it listed for $25. I sent out that 30% off offer to everyone, and it sold, but it sold for the $25, which has happened to me in the past, and I always think, oh, did they click the wrong button? And then she messaged me and was like, hey, I was, you know, expecting to pay $17 with discounted shipping, and my credit card showing a $25 plus $6.50 charge. And so I had to cancel that order and create the listing again and send her the same offer, and then she accepted and it went through. You know, I would not pick this up again. I'm super selective with Lucky brand now. Basically, the only Lucky brand that I sell are shoes. Okay, the next piece is funny because it sold for, you know, pretty low, but belts, at least in Wichita, were oftentimes I purchased for 99 cents. And so basically, if I sell it, I make a good profit. So it sold for $14 and it sat for a good amount of time. But I just really love this belt, and I don't know why it didn't sell more quickly. So I would probably pick it up again, honestly. I know that's not necessarily a rational thing to say because this is selling for less than a lot of the clothing pieces, but this was so much easier to list. It's something that I really am proud of and really incorporates into my closet well. And I think it does tie into like a more curated closet that I'm looking for. So even though it didn't sell for a lot, it sold for $14 plus the discounted shipping. I do like the piece, and like I said, I paid very little for it, and I'm just happy to give it a new home. The next items that sold, and this often happens when someone goes through your closet and likes a bunch of things, and then you send out offers on all those things all at once. Sometimes they will, you know, create a bundle and send you an offer, and that's what happened with this. I sold 3 dresses. The Paige dress was from my own personal closet, the free New Without Tags Free People dress, and an Urban Outfitters dress. And I'll just go ahead and show you all 3 up here. I like all of these pieces, but they had just been sitting in my closet for a long time, so I was happy to let them go. I still made a good profit on all 3 of these pieces. I don't know. I would pick up the New With Tag Urban Outfitters piece probably. I don't know about the Free People piece just because I'm trying to be more selective with Free People. And this piece in particular just doesn't have a lot of pizzazz. It just doesn't have a lot of like real eye-catching intricate details or anything like that, which is kind of what I look for in a Free People piece nowadays. And so, yeah, I don't think I would necessarily pick up that dress again. And in Paige, I don't pick up Paige anymore except for very specific jeans. But the clothing outside of the jeans, I just generally pass on. And that's just because I haven't had good experience with it in the past. But it is really cute, and you know, I wasn't unhappy about having it in my closet. It just, I wouldn't necessarily pick that up. Okay, the next piece is Victoria's Secret Lace and Mesh bodysuit. I don't sell lingerie or Victoria's Secret, but a friend of mine gave me this. She said she'd never worn it, so I was like, okay, I'll sell it. It's cute, and you know, I think you could actually wear it not necessarily as lingerie, but in a cute outfit. And so yeah, it sold with the 30% off offer. But I did find when going through my closet that the pieces from my personal closet, or pieces that friends had given me, were the ones to stick around the longest. And that is a big reason why I know on Instagram everyone's saying, you know, advertise what you do, tell people what you do, and so you can get free stuff. And I think, you know, for certain people that's a really good idea. But for me, it tends to be the case that when I sell my own personal stuff or when I sell friends stuff, it just sits way longer, and it's oftentimes not things that I would pick up to put in my store, and I think that's the reason why. So I'm just choosing to be more selective with what I sell from my own personal closet and what I sell from friends' closets. What I will probably do in the future is just send those pieces to ThredUp, and you know, so I can get something for them. But unless I would pick it up in the thrift store and pay actual money for them, I probably won't list them anymore, just because I also pay a virtual assistant to share my closet twice a day, so I have to factor that cost into every single item here, and I have to factor in the number of times it's being clicked, and if it's sitting there for 6 months or more, then it's really not worth it. Or even 3 months or more, honestly. And the next piece is another piece that has been sitting in my closet for at least over a year. It's actually really cute. I think it's just maybe the photo or something. If I had modeled it, it might have sold faster. But it's a vintage graphic tee that's cropped, that says Hawaii on it. Really cute. I just, you know, just something that sat and garnered a lot of likes, but 62 likes. But yeah, it sold for $17 with a discount shipping, and compared to how much I paid for it, that's really not that bad. But again, I think I did relist it at one point and it just still didn't sell. So finally sold, happy to see it go. I'm much more selective with the graphic tees that I pick up now, and I probably would not pick this up again. I think that's one thing, is graphic tees you do need to be very selective on. Even tees that have good brands. So for instance, I talked about Daydreamer and in my Bolo brand list, and some of their graphic tees do not do well. Their band graphic tees generally do well, but they have other graphic tees that will just sit and sit. So just in any category you have to be selective, but in graphic tees I think especially, just because it's a category that is basically available to everyone across the country. Basically anyone can go to the thrift store and find a pretty cute graphic tee. So just be highly selective when it comes to the graphic tees that you do pick up. Okay, so the next one is another Anthropologie Pilcrow denim skirt. I would probably not pick this up. Pilcrow in general, I tend to pass on now unless it's a particularly cute style. But this one, I love this skirt, and you know, I almost kept it, but it just isn't something that sells well, unfortunately. So I mean, it did sell for a good amount of money, $20 with discounted shipping, but it sat for a long time. So you know, I probably wouldn't pick it up again. I have to train my brain to, even though I think it's cute, just stay away from Pilcrow skirts generally. Okay, so the next one is a new attack Joie silk top, and this actually, you know, I was super happy when it sold for $48 with discounted shipping. That's a good price for Joie nowadays. I think when I listed it, I was definitely expecting more, just because at the time, it was like maybe 4 or 5 months ago, Joie was kind of a exciting brand to find. Now it's really not, unfortunately. Joie has really just become, I think, oversaturated. But yeah, I would pick this up in the thrift store. A new attack Joie piece, yes. New attack Joie, yes. Some Joie sweaters, yes. But I say no to a lot of Joie now, and I have a lot of Joie sitting in my closet. So, you know, Joie sadly is falling off. So the next piece is a collaboration piece between Urban Outfitters and Unif, and I would definitely pick this up again. I thought it was so cute, especially since it was in new without tag conditions. It's just a really perfect piece for the season we are in. I think when I listed it, we were entering into spring, which is the only reason why I think it sat for a while. But it eventually did sell for, you know, that 30% off plus discounted shipping. So I like this piece. I would pick it up again. I think certain Urban Outfitters pieces do well. You just kind of have to know which ones and do a little research and check comps in the store. Okay, so the next piece was in my sweater haul last week. It is a Madewell mock neck drop shoulder sweater, and it is one of those pieces that got tons of likes. But I just knew it wasn't going to sell for full asking, so I eventually sent out a, I think, 20% off offer with discounted shipping, and someone purchased it. So I was super excited about that. It sold quickly, obviously, and I would definitely pick it up again. Now is the time. If you find a really good condition, newer season Madewell sweater, pick it up and get it listed ASAP. The next piece was also a Madewell piece, and these were jeans that I picked up about a month ago, and I had them listed for $85, and someone sent me an offer for $70, and I accepted. I love these jeans. I think they're so cute. And when I saw an offer, I was excited to accept it. I would definitely pick these up again. And yeah, Madewell jeans, I still really like the skinny style. I tend to stay away from, but almost every other style, if it's newer season, I will pick up and get listed in my Poshmark closet ASAP. The next piece is an Eileen Fisher scoop neck linen sweater. I actually haven't had it that long, actually maybe like 3 months, but I probably would not pick it up again, even though it is a newer tag, Eileen Fisher tag. I think perhaps the color is why it didn't sell very quickly. When I pick up Eileen Fisher now, I tend to gravitate toward more earth tones, towards more chunky knits, towards more just kind of timeless, classic, stable pieces that are well constructed. And I think this maybe bright green color was perhaps, you know, not within that category. So I probably would not pick this up again, but it wasn't a bad buy. I think it's very cute. Yeah, I think I would just tend to be a lot more selective with Eileen Fisher, and especially here in Portland, because I do run into it quite often. And the next piece was actually Eileen Fisher as well. This is a piece that is kind of more in the category of Eileen Fisher that I'm looking for. It's got that thick knit, chunky turtleneck, and it is an extra large as well, which is a good Eileen Fisher size. And I actually also had this in my sweater haul last week, and so someone actually commented on it and said, if you do $35 with free shipping, I'll accept. So I just sent out that offer and they accepted, and I was happy with that because I was able to flip it within a week and make a good amount of money on it. And so the next piece was a dress that I had in a haul a long time ago. I think back in the winter, I did like a winter try on haul and I made different outfits, which was a super fun video to do. And actually most of the pieces from that haul sold fairly quickly after I posted that YouTube video, but this piece did not, which was kind of sad because I actually love this dress, and it's too big for me, but it was getting to the point where I was like, maybe I should just keep it. But it was listed for, I think, $49, and so I sent out that 30% offer, and then someone countered offer with $23, and I accepted just because I'd been there for so long. I think if I were to do it again, I would model this dress and it would do better. Now that I'm modeling, I'm hoping that vintage pieces will start to sell faster. I think if you're going to sell vintage, it is a good idea to try modeling out, just because unlike other brands, people want to see how vintage pieces fit on the body, because like with Madewell, for example, a lot of people are familiar with that brand and they know how it fits. But with vintage, you know, it's really, you don't know. It's kind of a shot in the dark. So I think modeling it is definitely a very good idea for vintage. So if I were to do that again, I would model it, and I think it might do better. So the last two pieces were also from the 30% offers that I sent out. I had an Anthropologie line and dot blouse. I picked this up when I came to visit Portland for the very first time, which was back in 2018. October or November, a long time ago. So it's been sitting in my closet for about a year. So I was super happy when someone purchased it. I would not purchase this again. I don't tend to purchase blouses in general, like tops are my worst performing category. But definitely Anthropologie tops I tend to stay away from. But this one sold for $16 with discounted shipping. So, you know, I wouldn't pick it up again, but I think it is gorgeous. It's a like embroidered top and it is so cute. So whoever bought it, you know, I think hopefully will enjoy it and it's off to a new happy home. But yes, unfortunately I would not pick it up again. The next piece also sold in my 30% offers, and I actually love this piece. I would pick this up again. I think it's really cute. It's a Free People kind of gathered maxi dress. It sold for $27 with discounted shipping, which isn't that bad, but I was surprised that it didn't sell quicker, and especially since I really like the stock photo of this piece, but I am happy to see it go. I probably would maybe pick it up again. Again, with these brands that are kind of more in this limbo phase, which really are Anthropologie, Free People, even Madewell. A lot of these brands that used to do really, really well are more hit and miss nowadays. So in the thrift store, if I find a piece, I will usually check comps and just see how saturated that market is, and then see what they're selling for. But yeah, right now in the state of my closet, I actually, despite this what sold video, I actually have an average sales price of $45, which is really good, and I've worked really hard to get that number up. So I'm trying to be way more selective with the pieces that I do pick up and try to get as many pieces over $100 as I can. And then I do pepper in vintage, which I tend to price a little bit lower just because to me it's kind of the similar style, similar aesthetic, but a more accessible price point. But generally I am trying to sell things for around the $40 mark. What sold a year ago from today does not necessarily sell today. That has never been more true. When I first started reselling, it was just a completely different landscape, and because there are more and more resellers entering the marketplace, it's just becoming much more saturated and crowded. So it's important to stay up to date on what brands are selling, and it's important to stay up to date with what styles are popular, and just start to question your old thrifting habits. Is this still working? And are these brands still selling well? Always be asking yourself that question, because it is ever evolving, quicker than ever. So I hope this was helpful. I hope that y'all got something out of this. I don't typically sell this many items within the span of 24 hours, but I think because I did that 30% off at the right timing, I did happen to have a bunch of sales. Didn't make a ton of profit from these sales, but I'm just happy to get things moving. Let me know in the comments down below which item you would not pick up and which item you would pick up, and give me a thumbs up, a subscribe, and I will see y'all in the next one. Okay, bye.